Hit the button.
Hit the button. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Dealer here, back again with yet another RDX podcast. We've got a phenomenal show lined up for you guys today. Great panel. Already 200 people waiting on us, guys. We apologize. You know what? We're here. We're doing it live, and we've got a ton of great discussion, and of course the best chat in the universe. And I'm gonna mute that. So thank you guys for showing up. Once again, we're gonna do some intros, shout outs. We got some great topics again. Thanks to everybody that's here. Hit the like button, share this out, help us out a little bit as we do some introductions. Colt Eastwood, how have you been, sir?
Good. It's good to be here. Thank you for everything.
Okay.
Everything. Thank you.
All right. Hey.
I've got nothing to say. Let's talk.
That's a first.
Hey, D-Batch, brother, how you been, man?
I'm good. I can't wait to get into the topics. Kind of been a slowish week, so it's good to get together with the boys and talk some video games.
Yeah, Forte, thanks for joining us, buddy. You supposed to be here last week, got called in.
Oh yeah, man, got called in to work. People act like they don't want to work their job, so I had to let somebody go. Unfortunately,
you talking about firing people, huh?
Man, man, when this is like your fourth time in literally the last month, and you act like you can't work your shifts, and I got to come cover your shift, there's a problem.
Oh man, that's good. I like that discipline. Thanks for joining us, though, buddy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thanks for the invite again.
Hey, Grounded Gamer, aka Fonzarelli, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? Hey, it's good to be here. Finally, it's time to talk games and everything, and all positivity and stuff here.
Yeah,
which is great on Tuesdays, right?
Unless there's stuff to complain about, obviously. Hey, Zvitterman,
yes.
Thanks for becoming a channel member, Zvitterman. Thank you so much, sir. We've also got xCloud, Tim Dog, floating down from the clouds again on an umbrella. What's going on, brother?
Yeah. Happy to be here another week. We're gonna go head full on Xbox talk and talk just in the industry itself. But happy to be here and ready to go.
Tons of great topics, man. Zalker87, what's going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. I'm excited for these topics. We got some badass topics coming up tonight, and everybody in the chat seems really lively. Look at them, man. They're just flooding the chat. It's great, and can't wait. And Colt, you're a beautiful human. There you go.
Whoa, all right.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, the more you know.
Some love out there randomly.
Hey, to the 400, Colt's a beautiful human. You hear that? And that's straight from Zalker87.
Now the hate's going to pour in because you gave me a compliment.
No, this is a sensible chat that actually watches your content, Colt. So I don't think that's the case. There's no one that's just here jealous hating because you do well. So I don't think that's going to be the fact or the matter. I think you got a lot of support here in the chat.
Hey.
And you know what? It's nothing but good times, good things. Hey, we've also got Crimson X25. Thank you for becoming a channel member, sir. I think we got like 70, 80 channel members now. So shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. We've got, again, a ton of great topics, a ton of good stuff coming up. And let me get to these shout outs real quick because if not for my patrons, man, I just wouldn't know that so many people like me. So, again, I want to go ahead and give these guys a shout out, starting with Johnny Virtuous, Foreign Object, Teo, John Blue. Hit me up with a party invite sometime, John. He got me on Xbox. Darth Chaos. We've also got the Bad Boy Live, Vec Boss, Deviator X, Obi-Wan FTW. We've also got Tasteless Genie, Scout Trooper 74, Centurion 1307, Real Deal Neil, Suicide King, Michael Bowen, Guillermo Cabillo, The Legend, Channelgram, as well as Forkboy Gaming, Naughty Nubbin, Alfonso Hogan, A-Squad, who makes some really good Ghost Recon and Call of Duty content, some other stuff coming up here soon. Hopefully he's got that going. Slim 73, Mo Cool Kid, and of course, that updates every single month. Go fuck yourself, D-Batch. And of course, we've got, just thank you guys so much for what you do. We got giveaways every single month on Patreon. So just tune in. If you're interested, hit that link. If you happen to give a fuck. Let's go ahead and start with the first the first topic here. Sony apparently, and let us know your thoughts in the chat as we move along. Forte, did you hear about this? Sony are reworking the PS5. It's going to have 25 T flops.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Did you hear about this rumor?
I heard about it, and as soon as I heard about it, I completely closed out my browser. I was like, really? Are we really doing this right now?
I think they are, Forte. I think they are doing this.
Look, man. I'm one of those few people that believe Sony really isn't like afraid of anything, but for people to come out and say that they're doing something like this and putting articles up, they're just reaching at this point. I've never seen this much reach in a long time, bro.
Hey, it's pretty bad. I don't know. I've never really been this involved with the console generation thing. Like this time around, it's like my first real all in. You know, hey, motherfuckers are messaging me every 5 seconds with new stuff. This is like Tim says it was worse last gen, but Tim, like when you hear this kind of stuff, we got an echo. When you hear this kind of stuff, what are you thinking when they're talking about reworking PS5 chipsets?
I wouldn't. I mean, the worried of that, you can draw many things from that. So I wouldn't go too crazy. There is a theory out there that they were gunning for a 2019 release, and they delayed it a year. That has been thrown out there. How much validity it had to it, I would say it's a little bit. I mean, it came from Charlie. From Semi-Accurate. I don't know if you guys remember. He had an article. You actually have to pay to actually read it, but he was
you had
talking
to pay to
about
read it.
Yeah.
It's like Hooked on Phonics.
He was the one that originally said that they were looking for a 2019 release. At the time, I thought it was kind of bullshit. But he had actually predicted some things in the past. So that's probably where that came from. But the rework could be anything. Could be just they went back to the drawing board because they got more accurate specs. Who knows? I mean, I think that people are drawing conclusions like it's going to be delayed. I don't think any of that stuff. I wouldn't draw much of anything into it. It's just a guessing game. Nobody really knows. But I could say one thing that I would think that is safe is you're not going to have a delay. I think if they were going to have a delay, you would see more warning signs than you have seen. They wouldn't be showing the logo and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know what? Warning signs start somewhere, and this could always be the beginning of one.
One thing I do know is that it's not a good thing. Like for something to be reworked, and that's why Tim is alluding to maybe it was something from 2019 that's just surfacing, because for something to be reworked now, for one, pretty much impossible. I mean, David, the lead hardware guy for the Xbox Series X, was on our last show, and he said himself, R&D is years out. Like we start on this years out. Sony couldn't possibly rework things this last minute and pull something out of their ass, right? So I just
right now
they probably did though. Come on, like they saw the Xbox and they're like, "Fuck, we suck," and they had to rework it. That's just what happened. Confirmed here, boys and girls.
No, man.
Sony saw how tall that Xbox Series X was, and they started grabbing more silicon. They're like,
and they just squirted some more on there.
Yeah, they just start pressing it down, like biting on it. Got to get more on there.
Yeah.
Isn't that how they do it?
That's
not how they do it. How do they do it? Do you tell them?
No, the silicone is pretty much set in stone. But from what I heard, and I can't confirm this and say it's 100% true, it's just what I've heard, is that the APU, there were some issues with the APU, and that they basically got another APU, which is just a copy of that APU, just a little bit more efficient. That's the last word that I heard on that. So it's not like they're going to get a brand new APU that's going to have like 60 CUs on it. From what I've heard, it's still the 36 CU, and the full chip is like 40 CUs. Maybe they can enable 2 more on it, but there's not going to be any big changes at this point. It kind of is what it is. Now, I'm glad if that rumor is true that they did get a different APU that's more efficient. That's probably better for the PlayStation 5 because they won't have to clock it as high. It won't get as hot because according to the leaks, they had it at like 2 gigahertz. That's
I've always been skeptical of 2 gigahertz, especially on a console. That's
like you're looking at liquid cooling at that point, and I just don't see that feasible in a console. And that 2 gigahertz,
and that's not the same as a vapor chamber, just for clarification.
No. And that 2 gigahertz, even if they were obtaining it in testing, like over the long haul, I just can't see a console sustaining that. Yeah. So yeah, it is what it is at this point. The console at the most, I think, is going to get 10 teraflops, and 10 teraflops of performance on the console is still fantastic. So I don't know.
Shout out to Assassin Lupa in the chat. What's going on, Fon?
Yeah, let's be real. This is coming from a site called Semi-Accurate. What is it? They're not not fully accurate. They're semi-accurate.
So what's the
sometimes
accurate part,
things
Fonz?
right.
What's the accurate part?
You
Then
know,
they'll have a
the
chip.
accurate part. Look, it's going to have an SSD so fast it's going to suck you right into the games, man. That's what I've heard.
Wow.
So,
Wait, doesn't
yeah.
that mean that the bullets go farther?
yeah.
No,
something
I don't think
No.
so. I don't think that has anything to do with it. But I will
Oh,
give a
okay.
shout out to. We were just at just under 700. Now we're almost up to 900. Shout out to all you guys checking us out live, guys. Share it out. Help us out a little bit. Let's try to crush 300-400 for the end of the show. But fuck it. Tim Dog says 500. Let's try to get 500 likes for the end of the show. 1,000 after the
600.
fact. 6 million. Fuck it. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I'm a little bit sick still, by the way. So I'm like just powering through it. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to PlayStation making drastic changes, that's why we think that Mads actually, I gotta have him on the show. Mads suggested this on Twitter as well, that maybe this is something that's lingering from 2019. They did go back, they made some adjustments, but at the end of the day, why don't these people understand that Sony are likely shooting for a price point of $399, not $599 or $499, $399, and that's coming from Sony saying gamers, well, this is a very appealing price point for gamers. $500 is not that. And then Jim Ryan saying we need to shift more consoles than ever. Console adoption has to be higher than ever. We need to move more people faster than ever. This is what he said. $500 is not that price point. So, I mean, why is it, Fonzarelli, that people kind of seem like they're shooting for what even the Series X is shooting for? I think Microsoft don't really care as much because of the Lockhart model, things like that.
What do you mean shooting for in terms of
Price point? Why does everyone think Sony are trying to shoot for the same price point as Microsoft? Why do they just assume that?
I have no idea. I thought they were trying to assume that it was going to be cheaper than the Series X.
Yeah. So how come it's always, people are always saying it's going to be the same price or rather identical power, things like that? I mean, why don't they consider the fact that Sony are probably going with the $399 route?
Because that means that they're going to have specs that are not going to be as powerful as the Xbox. So they're thinking like if it's a lower price, then it's bad. That's bad on them because it's like, it's not going to match the power.
I think they just think magically, even if Sony had the more powerful console, somehow, some way, they're for the gamer. They're going to give them whatever they want. Their wildest dreams are going to come true for a cheaper price. That's just how some of these people think.
I mean, the game's going to look insane, right? Like Forte, you have extensive experience on PCs. You know exactly what you're in store for here with something like 1080 and 1080 Ti type performance here. It's going to happen on a console here. You know what these guys can look forward to, especially with no CPU bottleneck. Why do people constantly have to find like this isn't good enough?
Well, it's just the narrative that everybody that wants to fight a console war that doesn't really care about playing games really just want to talk about, honestly. Like as soon as I see conversations about people talking about, well, if it's not at $399, it's not going to be as good as the X, but it's just a narrative thing. Me personally, I'm like, dude, both these systems are going to be incredible. I don't care if the X comes out at 12, 11, 10 teraflops, whatever, when they finally release the final number, 12. It's going to be great. Yeah, it's going to be 12. And then when PlayStation comes out, it says 9.7, 10.5. Guess what? It's going to be great. You know why? Because most graphics cards on the market don't even hit that.
Don't.
There's only a few graphics cards that hit 10 plus teraflops on a GPU. So you're going to get a great experience. And plus, you're going to get the benefits of faster loading times and being able to get into your games faster. And guess what? It's a brand new generation for a lot of people. So you should be happy that the games you're going to play are just going to be better instead of worrying about what the competition is doing, because overall, your games are going to be great anyways. It doesn't matter.
Well, everything's going to be held back by the Ouya, don't you know? And the iPhone 3GS, of course.
The 3GS.
So anybody with we know scalability is key. It's the PC platform is based on this, and things tend to scale and work just fine. I would imagine that you're going to be blown the fuck away on day one. The loading times alone, people are going to see this and be like, "Is this real? Like, does this work on every game?" And yes, it's a system level function. You're going to get those crazy load times. But yeah, when it comes down to it, Colt Eastwood, did you know that, people at GDC are much more interested in the PS5 than the Series X, even though what they don't tell you is 10% of those developers even making a next-gen game. How do you feel about this? Does that make you want to slam your Xbox on the ground?
I mean, how many developers showed up at GDC? Like 50.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know what the overall number of people that signed this survey on the way in the door for GDC, but it was 21% favor Xbox and 24% favor the PlayStation. That could come down to when Jerry signs it, he's like, well, I've always liked the PlayStation my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was weird. That just kind of goes with this whole thing that people have been saying lately, that they some people in the media and the way that people are approaching things, they kind of want to see the Xbox Series X be the lower console or the underdog right off the bat, because that's what they're used to. It's kind of weird.
But people are using this as, hey, look, no one's going to develop really for your console because the PlayStation has the higher numbers. But I'm like, well, didn't the Xbox One X have the least interest over the PS4 Pro? And didn't it pretty much offer double the fidelity as well?
Well, I mean, that's what people have been saying for the past 2 or 3 years. Like the Xbox One X is the lowest selling console. You know, it's the most powerful. What did that do for you? And I've told people so many times, what do you mean, what did that do for me? That every game I played was better on the X because I bought an X over Pro.
I remember that. I remember that little narrative that, oh, the Xbox One X isn't going to sell shit, so developers are going to ignore it. And it's like, no, they didn't, fuckface. They actually didn't at all. They freaking, like, how many, like, enhanced games are on there? Even 360 enhanced games?
I
like,
think there's more enhanced games on the Xbox One X than there is PS4 Pro, but I don't know that for sure. But I've seen that crop up a few times. But it's the same thing where people are saying the SSD is going to be 3 to 5 seconds slower in loading speeds in the PS5, according to this, bull crap, like guesstimation of some developer. I mean, they're saying this right now, like that's going to hold back the Xbox. Like games aren't going to be able to do the same thing as the PlayStation because of a couple seconds of loading times, and they don't even know if that's true. So
I think it was Dealer that brought this up in a tweet. What would you prefer? 3 seconds faster load time or a better GPU?
Well, no, I didn't say that because, again, we don't really know what's what. Let me give Manny a shout out real quick so I don't forget this. Manny Tattoo Artist says, basically, here, Dealer, I'm feeling very generous. Thank you, giving back for the entertainment. Both consoles are going to be great. And this is something I've always said. Anybody who listens to this channel, that's the problem. You got people that have a problem with the show or the channel, and then I'll be like, what's the last video you watched? And like, I didn't watch anything. All right, smack yourself in the face. I've always said both of these systems are going to be phenomenal, the most balanced consoles of all time. He says both of them are going to be great. Can't wait to get both day one, even though an Xbox guy from day one on the OG Xbox. Thank you so much, Manny. We do appreciate it, man. It means a lot. So, I mean, again, we don't know much about the loading times. We'll go into a little bit more detail there. My last video was on that if you didn't catch it, but we'll kind of go back over that again.
Dealer, Basement Radio Arcade Podcast, that's Enrique. He says that devs typically gravitate towards the platform with a higher install base, which he's right, but it doesn't mean that they ignore the other platforms, so that's right too.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that doesn't stop his 2070 or 1080 Ti from being better than whatever version of a console.
Exactly.
Right.
But he's got a
whole narrative about the SSD being so much more powerful in the PlayStation 5. It's funny. It's like, how can you hold back development of a game based on what the SSD is performing at? I've never heard of such a thing. I never heard of a slow SSD drive. I don't know what's going on here.
Well, furthermore, Fonz, does that mean that I'm held back if I'm using an external drive that doesn't have all that bandwidth of an NVMe?
I don't understand what the point is. Like, what is their point? Like,
it's a goalpost. It's not
again.
Really,
again, they're reading.
We need to bolt these damn goalposts to the ground. I tell you that.
I think what you have going on here, and we talked about this last night in chat. Listen, I think if the 12 number never came up, we'd have a much different climate right now. And people know that Xbox is going to really come strong, and the writing on the wall looks like it's going to be the most powerful. And the people that talk about this, whether it be on the forums, Era, Gaff, Twitter, those people are pretty much the hardcore. Now, if they had their druthers, if we all had our druthers, we wouldn't have no problem paying more for the more powerful machine. So I think that's where this gets lost is that the casual is not going to really understand any of that stuff. They're going to see price, And if Sony comes in at $399 and Xbox is $100 more, they will see that. But they will realize that Xbox is not going to have the same problem it had last gen, where it was more money and it was less powerful, which was a double whammy.
Man, what a clusterfuck.
Yeah. So,
Oh, hang on. I forgot to announce, Tim. Sorry. Since you brought that up, it reminded me of Seamus's tweet. We were supposed to have Seamus on this week, but apparently, I'm not going to say it here, but there's some personal stuff going on behind the scenes with him, and he's hard to lock down. So I'm not even going to fucking mention the next time I think I've got him locked for the next week, because this has happened twice. The first time it was my fault. My power went out. The second time, now this is happening with him. But two weeks ago, he had... Hey, who's watching Land Before Time? Which one is that? There's like 16 of those.
Talented.
Oh my God, D-Bad. She's watching fucking Teen Wolf and shit. So yeah, I'm just saying we were supposed to have Seamus on, but something happened there, and basically we'll have him on. I just don't know when. Sorry, Tim. I needed to say that while I could, because I did say that on Twitter, but not here.
No, that's fine. But I just think overall that there's a lot of compensating here, and people making things up, like with the SSD. I think there's one guy saying that he knows he's supposed to develop.
Get up on that mic, Tim.
Listen. I can tell you this one thing: the things that you've heard people say about PlayStation was told to me about Scarlett at E3. It's the same exact stuff. So I would just wait and see. And if you're gonna have a drastically better SSD, also that's gonna come at a cost. Is price relative. So
weren't they talking about? Weren't they talking about hybrid SSD? Both consoles were talking about hybrid SSDs, right?
No. That was something behind the scenes that we had checked in on. Not public. Okay. Good job, though.
Now let me cram something in here, because Dealer and I recently went back and watched the Project Scarlett trailer from E3, and it was funny. Dealer called me and he's like, "Dude, it was right in front of our face the whole time. Like all this 7 different SSD statements that we heard so many times, we kind of forgot about it." Microsoft said that they were seeing up to 40 times increase in loading speeds from the current gen that they'll see in next gen. Mm-hmm. And then I went and looked, and Sony is claiming 19 times speeds from the current gen. So to break this down easier for you, Microsoft's claiming 40 times more. Sony's claiming 19
In what
times
context
more.
did they claim 19 times more, though?
It was in their Wired article thing when they first started talking about the loading speeds.
Was that like specific to Spider-Man fast travel, or what was that? Do you remember?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But I mean, what I'm just getting at is like Sony had one claim, which is 19 times. Microsoft claimed 40 times. Now a dev is saying that the PS5 is 2 times faster than the Xbox, which means
which developer is that, though? Or is that a developer? Or is that a dude on Reset Era?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta know that shit. When you say a developer says that kind of stuff, you need to make sure it's a real developer, because there's so many idiots on Reset Era that don't know shit. You just can't.
Let me jump in this real quick. I honestly, all this hate going towards Xbox and them moving the goalposts and all that, it just seems fucking desperate. Like I'll be the first to admit, I haven't been around in the community that long, about a year now, and the last month or two, ever since Xbox has literally been just fucking going up to bat and knocking shit out. Like they just been like, hey, this. If anybody questions anything, they rebuttal it. They go, nope, that's not what's happening. It's the thing with the camera or anything. Every game they've announced, like it just, I feel like it's desperation from the other side of fanboys that aren't really gamers, and they're just sitting there talking just to like move a goalpost, because for the last 6 years they were able to say whatever the fuck they wanted, and now they can't. So for these last 6 months to a couple months, they feel like attacked, or like their world is shrinking.
They're like, not
and
again.
They have to find anything. They're like, the load times and this is gonna be. It's like, bro, relax, chill the fuck out. Exactly. Like it's an SSD on both.
That's where
both consoles are gonna be great. You need to relax. Mm-hmm. If Xbox is sorry, the blade of grass narrative is gone. It's over. Sorry, people, it's done. Move on.
Hey, Slow-Mo Super Chief says this super chat is going towards the fraud playing games other than Destiny fund. He needs help. Let's get Forte. That goes to you, buddy. I know he's talking about you. I know it's you, whatever, Forte. Man. There's no hiding.
I don't hide.
There's no hide in this Destiny.
He know
Forte will
where I'm
fire
at.
your ass.
Hey, goddamn, you got another motherfucker. Enrique coming at you too. He says Forte needs more games to play. Fonz's voice makes makes the live chat moist. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta stop there. I gotta stop there.
The
Bro.
fucking
Look,
podcast
man,
with that one.
listen, Enrique has been on that sauce for the last couple of weeks. So anything that comes out of his mouth, you might want to double check.
All right. Well, you know, hey, shout out to Enrique. We got to get Enrique on here too, though, and we got to give a shout out. We got to give a shout out to almost 1,300 people joining us live already, guys. Thank you so much. Hit that like button if you haven't. Share it out. Help us out a little bit.
What happens if we hit 1,300 viewers?
Tim buys everybody in the chat in Xbox Series X. Yeah.
No,
I want.
he already owes us that. We need an elite controller now.
God.
Yeah, I would like it. Tim, can we get
got me
a?
in trouble the last time for real? Like, I'm getting a Lockhart.
I'll get a Lockhart.
Yeah, 1512.
You
I'm
guys
getting a
got me in
Lockhart, right,
trouble.
Tim?
Oh
His
my
wife's
God.
just beating him over the head.
Well-
What'd you buy?
Well, you know what? I guess just to finish out the topic mostly, I think you guys are all correct. The biggest thing is Sony hasn't really given any information since April of last year, definitively what's going on with the system. And the SSD is the one thing they talked about the most, when Xbox basically has been talking nonstop about everything that's going on with the new system. And right now they're just reaching for stuff that they need to be able to talk about. You know, I just try to tell people all the time, dude, just wait. The information that you're probably seeking is going to come very soon.
You're
But-
wrong though. You're wrong though, bro. They showed a logo. Don't fucking diminish it.
Oh my God.
All right,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, you're right.
February
They showed a logo that everybody already knew what it was going to be.
Yep.
Hey, I gotta give a shout out to Devin in the chat as well. He reached out to me recently in DM. I haven't gotten back to checking out the video yet, buddy, but I'll get to it, man. I've been sick and running on fucking Pentium. What is that? I'm running on a Pentium right now. So let's go ahead
You're
and
playing Mass Effect Andromeda.
this is Mass Effect Andromeda footage too, but that's probably what got me sick playing this damn game. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Bleeding Edge real quick. We do got some information there. This game has been redesigned and retooled from the ground up for the fucking noobs and casuals. Colt Eastwood.
Why?
What's going on with Bleeding Edge and why is it trash? Just kidding, obviously. Just kidding. But what's the real scenario here?
Well, the scenario is that the developer said they had to expand the tutorial because they are going to have a much bigger audience because of Game Pass than they would if they just released the game on their own.
Yeah, makes sense.
So instead of reaching, hundreds of thousands for a small new game, in the very beginning, they may see a lot more than that. And we'll talk about that number probably tomorrow about how many they could potentially reach. But some people, are kind of using this as a narrative that Game Pass is making games for noobs. I don't know. It's immature.
Yeah. And
Now,
apparently
I'll-
Twitter
I
has a
wanna be
hide feature
upfront.
now, right?
Yeah, I want to be upfront. I've played Bleeding Edge like 3 or 4 times. I played it at E3. I played it at home during the alpha a couple times. It's a pretty cool game. It's not a game I'd play very much. Unless Zocker really gets excited about it and invites me, I might
waiting
play it a
for it.
little more. But it is a really cool, fine-tuned little game. So we'll just have to wait and see how it ends up turning out. But
Let me
that's
give a
kinda
shout out
what's
to, I'm going to throw it to Zocker in a second, but let me give a shout out to Dubin Yu, becoming a channel member. Thank you so much, sir. And Suicide King, he says, I haven't got to catch a live show for a while. Can I get, oh man, I hate it when you guys ask Tim Dog to yell. Tim Dog, can we get a microscopic yell?
no, a real one.
Oh my
Be a man.
God. Okay, all right. There you go, Suicide King.
Oh my gosh! How
I'm
can
gonna
you
need
not
you.
want that,
I'm gonna need you to get a compressor on that damn.
Hey, I told Tim, I said, we need to get Tim a DBX on that bitch right now.
Oh, shit.
No, the clipping is what makes it so fantastic.
Yeah,
How
I
can you
like
not want
that.
that?
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
dropping.
That's it. Don't ask
In the
any-
chat, big thumbs
My
up to
wife's
Tim
gonna
if you
get
like
my
the
wife.
stream.
My wife just called the police.
Yeah, wife just threw a shoe at his
I guess
head.
if you're willing to pay for it, you get what you want.
But yeah, that's the story of Bleeding Edge, man. Nothing's been changed for the casuals, as some idiots would suggest. It's just that, of course, with so many people with their eyes on the game day one, it has a tutorial built in. Zucker?
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense, right? Like we were just saying, like, yeah, a bunch of people are going to play the game, a bunch of people are going to download it, people that have never looked at it, and they want them to play the game and stick with it. Like, this is the type of game that they're going to grow over time, and that's what they want. They don't want, like, somebody to come in, get confused, and leave, because that was actually, they said that Sea of Thieves was a learning thing for them. That was actually what happened with Sea of Thieves. A lot of people
Really?
actually left the game because they didn't know what the fuck to do. you get dropped in and they're like, so what now? And that was a big thing. Like they told them like, hey, we don't know what to do. And they kind of started helping people with that a little bit. But I think that they probably talked to Rare and told them like, hey, what was the thing that you wish you probably would have done? And it's like, well, explain things better. That's what I think happened, because they've said that Sea of Thieves was the biggest experiment they had with Game Pass. It was like one of the first games, or if the first game, to go in there day and date, right? So I think that's what happened. And I think Bleeding Edge is Ninja Theory's being smart with it, and they know that this game might have potential to grow. And there you go, to help people like understand it easier and then stick with it and play it.
Look, man, all Rare had to do was put a indicator on the screen, say "Go north." That's all they needed to do in that game. Go north, young fella. Go north.
The fuck is motherfuckers like, whatever you do, don't click here. What are you talking about there, Galaxy? You all right, buddy? Your fucking keyboard broke? I have to get a moderator on that shit here in a second, just because I'm tired of seeing it. Chat moves quick enough without the same damn thing being copied and pasted. So yeah, let's go ahead and move forward. Cyberpunk, real quick. This would be a good one because people were running with the narrative that the original. Don't get us wrong. The Xbox One, the original one especially, is not the easiest thing to develop for, right? But ultimately, when you have a game like Cyberpunk that gets delayed, which by the way, it has been delayed to September of this year, which I've been saying this since the fucking beginning. People, when was this game debuted, Fonz? Like 2018. They're like, we're going to get this game in 2019. I was saying 2020, 2021 at the earliest. Motherfuckers, what are you talking about? So it's late 2020, almost 2021, close enough. And because it got delayed, which is predictable as hell, people are saying, well, it came down to the Xbox One. It's such a piece of shit. A developer came out and crushed that. So all these people that knew, quote unquote, that it was because of the base Xbox One and even the PS4, you were wrong. It's because the game is massive. CD Projekt Red are one-of-a-kind developers from what I've experienced with The Witcher 3. So what do you expect from this, Fonz? Like, they say not only is it delayed till September, but they say it's not planned for next generation, meaning there won't be a patch day one, which they said they weren't going to patch Witcher 3 at all. That didn't happen. They did patch it. And they said the multiplayer won't be out until after 2021. Apparently, there's a multiplayer section of this.
Oh, so if there's a multiplayer, there is. In 2021, that means, that enhancement patch that we're all wanting, that probably won't come day one with the new console.
I mean, it'll run on your Series X and your PS5 day one, just to be clear.
But no, it could be. Who knows? Maybe the frame rates will be unlocked like they were with the Witcher 3, and maybe you'll at least get that much, right? You know, with the new console.
Maybe they have like a performance mode that does like 35 FPS.
Mode. Yeah. No. On the new consoles, I'd see it going much.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about on the current ones, but yeah.
No, I think what it comes down to really is, the game needs more time for polish. Imagine that, right? Such an ambitious game like this is. Apparently, it's such on a massive scale that they're literally building two different night cities, one for the nighttime, one for the daytime. And
what do you mean? What do you mean? Explain that a little more.
Well, okay, so it's all one city, Night City, but they're doing a lot of different things.
But sometimes it's daytime,
and sometimes at night it's going to be completely different looking. You're going to have a lot of neon lights everywhere, and it's going to be completely different. So they said they were essentially building two different night cities in the same game. It's the same Night City, but it's like they're putting that much work into it because they want it to be a completely different experience at night, which is great, right? So this is such an ambitious game. It needed more time. You and I knew that last year. Excuse me. We were talking about this and we said right away, we're like, oh, that bitch is going to be delayed at least by 4 or 5 months. And sure enough, it's delayed. So, I mean, it's obvious that that's what it is. It's just, it needs more time. And these guys running with, oh, it's because of the base Xbox One. I don't know where that rumor came from exactly, but it was funny to see Cory Barlog come out and say something, hey, as a developer, the game's ready when it's ready. All games are ugly until it's done. And then you had the developer themselves from CD Projekt Red say, hey, Corey's right. It's not done. It needs to be finished. It needs to be polished.
And there's one person I respect is Cory Barlog of God of War, man.
Isn't that the greatest thing when Cory Barlog, like their freaking Jesus Christ comes out and like fucking just like he just tells them like, yeah, this is why. And then all the people that were hating, like just making fun of the Xbox are like, oh no.
What do you mean you want it on PC?
We can't say anything.
Well, Cory Barlog opens up Twitter.
Well, when CD
Well, I mean, I'm
Projekt
just
Red
saying,
came
like, you
out
know,
with-
and that weather thing not weather, that night thing you were talking about kind of reminds me of like what Playground Games did with Forza, right? Having the snow, the winter, and then whatever, like spring,
Mhm.
and how the map changed throughout.
Mhm.
That's actually a technology that a lot of people like apparently are talking to like I think I heard somebody on IGN say that technology, a lot of people are trying to talk to Playground Games of how they did it. Because it's like really good, and that like they are probably going to be using that in the Fable game or something. It's kind of weird. It's kind of crazy that people are
Fable
talking
don't
about that.
exist.
So
go ahead.
nighttime, it's a thing.
Yeah, nighttime and daytime. You know, just like unless you live in Alaska, then
It's
screw you.
it's a thing. But either way, I mean, the game is looking. God, Doom is looking so good, man.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Fuck, I need Doom. Like, it's close, but holy shit, man. And id Tech 7 HDR finally implemented into the engine and everything. I cannot wait to play Doom Eternal. It's looking so damn good. Let's go ahead and move forward with Matt Booty's recent-ish comments. Xbox not going head-to-head with Sony, says Xbox is Matt Booty. And there's a lot of people, and I wanted to talk about this last week, but of course David Preen joined us, so I'm like, well, topic's out the window. And basically, Matt Booty said this, and people don't understand. Like, they're so quick to not think and be triggered by something that they don't sit there and think, why would Matt Booty, head of Xbox Game Studios, or first party basically, say that they're not interested in going to head-to-head with Sony? Why would he say that? Well, for the fact that they probably won't have a console that's even priced at the same mark as Sony, right? They'll have a $500 one and a $300 one, likely, right? For the fact that they're the only ones that are set up to rock on a global scale with things like xCloud. They got their PC infrastructure in place, Play Anywhere, Game Pass on PC, and, of course, console. They'll have the low end, the high end, the best performing console, and the most value-friendly console, according to what we know. They are the only ones that are set up to do the things that they can do with their infrastructure. No one else is even close. I mean, I think Sony is probably a couple years off of saying, hey, let's put PS5s in the server racks just like xCloud, which is a great idea. Everything will work forward and backwards compatibility. And we signed a deal with Microsoft so we can do that. We can use their servers. Who else is even close to that, D-Batch?
Nobody. Well, Amazon, I think Amazon has something waiting in the wings. But
how do you think they're close when they have no console, they have no install base, they have no infrastructure, they have no games?
I'm just saying on a cloud.
They are the one big question mark. I'll give you that.
Yeah, but yeah, there's nobody close to what Microsoft is doing. And if you're in the xCloud beta right now and you see how well it's working, it's quite evident that they're far ahead. Now, I play on Stadia too, and I'll say this: Stadia is at a higher resolution right now. They have better latency on like the service itself, but they don't have any games on there, and there's no players on. So like, what's the point?
And can you take your streamed game and then go play it locally if you desire, like you can?
No, you can't. See, that's the thing. I can play in the cloud. I can pick up on my Xbox. I can even get my own Xbox dashboard or my own Xbox. I can stream it through the cloud. So like the service is fantastic. They got like 50 plus games in there right now. And for the most part, they work pretty flawlessly. So
89 now.
89.
89, yeah. They added another like 15 last week.
Wow.
And then it's not small games like
now. Whose games are they adding? MCC. Considering Xbox has none.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay.
D, and how dare you speak ill of Stadia, man? That really pisses me off.
Hey, I was so hyped for Stadia. And
you ain't the only one that had that wool pull over their eyes.
You know what? Honestly,
you ain't the only one.
The service works fantastic. But the price model and the amount of games that they have on there, it's horrible.
Everything is horrible.
I mean,
about that.
was there a reason to ever like jump on that hype train? Like, they don't really have any advantages really, except for one, and that's frame rate, at least for now.
I mean, everything about that.
But a lot of things they promised didn't come to fruition. Like a lot of the games aren't at 1440p or at 4K. It's they kind of bait and switch.
Yeah,
well,
chat. Let us know what you think about that.
If anybody wants to hear about some real Stadia news, just tune into my channel every Monday. I always cover Stadia.
Hey, anybody in here have the Elite Series 2? Freddie Chavez in the Super Chat. He wants to know if anybody recommends the Series 2.
Yeah, I have
2 of them.
Yeah, I have
Forte,
it.
you got two. You stealing those things from GameStop? I know you are.
Nah, man, nah. One for warranty exchange on one, had another one pre-ordered and paid for.
Warranty exchange. So you having problems with it or anything?
No, warranty exchange on my my old one.
Oh, okay. Hey, shout out to Anthony for becoming a channel member as well. Thank you so much, sir. So yeah, I mean, go for it if you got the money, man. But I mean, people say those things are overpriced, and I guess it depends on how you look at it. If you're comparing it to Scuff, they are not overpriced, and that's just competition.
If you enjoy the back buttons, it's not overpriced.
Yeah, and if you just want precision on your controller, and if you even use your controller on the PC because you can adjust the sensitivity of it, bar none, there's no better.
Yeah, if you want one that charges on the go, that's one for you too, because it's the only first-party Xbox controller that does it.
In like 10 months, you're going to have a slightly improved standard controller with your new console. That might have a few elite things, like maybe some teeny elite things built in, they'll come in with that. So I would tell people, unless you really need another controller, just hang on a little bit. I'm going to hang on for a little while.
Just wait till places like GameStop does the $50 extra for your controller when you trade it towards an elite. That's what I know a lot of people did when the Series 2 came out. $50 for your regular controller.
So, Forte, I wanted to ask you about this.
What's up?
Let's go back to. What's up? He had his arm on a rail behind him. Yeah, hey.
Yeah, I got my feet up on the table.
Hey, let's talk about Last of Us 2 and the fact that there's been a few job listings, some of them alluding to needing experience with PC, being that of CUDA, NVIDIA, all that stuff on the PC side. Basically, what these job listings are alluding to is that they're bringing The Last of Us 2 to PC. And with news of Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC, Jason Schreier reported on it. But of course, more notably, Randall Thor called it, of course. That's actually happening. I was told this is just the beginning. There are more. This includes things like Concrete Genie, God of War eventually, though I'm told that's a little further out. Last of Us 2, I think we'll eventually see it on PC. What are your thoughts there, and why should people not be so freaked out about this?
Look, man, brace for impact because this is definitely happening. If you are, this is the thing. If you are a console person,
what was that word you about to use a second ago?
Yeah, I was going to use the word fanboy, but I changed my mind.
Go ahead, keep rolling it.
Look, if you a console gamer, why do you care about this? Your game is still going to be the same exact game you're going to get on May 29th of this year. That game is not going to be no different. If it goes to PC,
it'll actually be better if it goes to PC.
If it goes to PC, guess what? You might get a chance to actually double dip and do what Rockstar did and what they do with all their games. And me personally, if your game is going to PC, I look at it as an opportunity for them to get more revenue, meaning you're going to get a better product later on because all that money is going to be funneled back into the one thing that everybody says that keeps Sony alive is PlayStation. So if PlayStation is going to get more money by putting their games in other places, that's a win-win. Don't get upset at the people that aren't.
But how do I vindicate my purchase though, Forte? Like how do I?
It doesn't matter.
How do I live with myself?
Why do you care about anybody that
Forte, how do I live?
Purpose?
What's the point of life?
Hey, the life is you spent $400 to $500 on the system and you enjoyed it. I literally bought a PS4 for one game, God of War.
Oh shit!
And but I don't want Enrique to play my game. He can't play.
Enrique just went PC Master Race 3 months ago, and now he's going to be able to play all my games.
Look, man, Enrique's a fraud. Let's be real. He's a PC fraud that doesn't know half of the things.
Shout out to Enrique.
I love that man, but no, it's not a big deal, guys. Overall, if you enjoy playing on console, your game is just going to be better for it because you're going to get more things out of that game. And guess what? You might want to upgrade to a PC. This doesn't stop you from buying a PlayStation at all.
I mean, if you're like me, you just want to play on console, right? I got a 2080 Threadripper, the whole 9 yards, right? Can buy anything I want for the PC right now. I don't do it because I'm a console gamer. Meaning, I am waiting for things like the Series X and the PS5 to really catch me up to what I know I've already experienced on PC. I cannot wait for that. You guys, and Forte nailed it. We've said this. This only promotes more investment in the ecosystem that you may prefer. Now, hopefully, Sony do the, play anywhere type thing, because their competition does. But for some reason, I have a feeling they won't do that, though.
What do y'all think the turnaround? Oh, go ahead, Tim Dog.
No, I'm just saying I think what their strategy is going to probably stagger their PC
Fight again, bitch.
Games, and I think that they'll charge. They'll get a double dip, and like you guys said, this is not a big deal. But even so, even if they stagger it at 6 months out or it's a year out, they're letting PC gamers experience their great games. It doesn't affect you when you're playing on your console. That's what you got to remember.
Look, man, people crying because Horizon going to PC, and that game is 3 years old.
But I could have swore they said that was never going to happen, though. They said said Horizon would never go to PC. So
the game's 3 years old, and it's $9.99 to buy it brand new on console. They're not making anything off that. But guess what? You put it on PC at $39.99, you probably gonna sell 2-3 million on PC, because guess what? I'm going to play it on PC because I think that game will run and look way better. That bitch is going to look
way better.
Yeah, but then you got people that'll say, well, they took that console sale from you, Forte, because they put it on PC, right?
What console sale? You ain't got a PS4 already by now?
No. I'm saying, like, let's say in the future, the PS5 games and everything go onto PC. Their concern is it's going to drive more console gamers over to the PC, which it will for some. It will, definitely. But it's not going to do it for all.
But what do they make the money on, though, Fonz?
Yeah, that's true.
Why do you care? Why do you care about other people's experience?
Exactly. But my point is, at the end of the day, they're worried about consoles leaving, the whole industry. Like consoles going away.
Yeah, they're basically worried that they're not going to.
So they're living out of fear. They're living out of fear, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I swear, isn't the PC basically a console that you just get way more stuff on?
Forte, but here's the thing: I won't ever own a PC to play games. If it went that route, I'm not going to go. I'm not.
But you don't.
And see, hold on a second.
It's not for me.
But you bring up a great point, though. Console gamers are console gamers. So the game going to PC, there's probably like 0.0002% of gamers that will go get a PC. Many. But there'll be more. But there'll be more PC gamers that will actually invest in that game.
Yes,
I'm one of them. I'm one of the console guys that went and got a PC, and guess what? I don't play on the fucking thing because I want to play on console.
Well, hold on one second here, dealer.
Huh?
I got four words to say to you.
Randall.
Randall, what's up, bro?
I got 4 words to say to you, dealer. Sony racing to victory.
Yeah, Sony racing to victory.
Damn.
What's going on, Rand?
Thor.
Thanks for jumping in here, Rand.
I just came in there to say that because
it's just off the top ropes.
What do you mean you just came in here to say that? I mean, what do you mean?
I came in here to say Sony racing to victory because it's so funny, and then I'm out.
No, stay forever. You're the best.
Yeah,
no, you're the best, Cole.
Stay for at least 5 more seconds, Rand.
All right, I'll stay.
But Ram, we're having a great conversation, and actually I got to give a shout out to Chaos Might, who says the Elite Series 2 has changed his life. The battery lasts way longer. It's amazing. So
I want to say one more thing on this, though. For me, it's when I see a game going to PC like that, because I'm a console gamer, it doesn't bother me. But what it does do is, honestly, I'm happy for those that get to experience these games that I've gotten to experience. I want more people to experience games that I really love. And if I said it before, probably here on RDX. Sometimes you have a friend who may not have the same console as you, or maybe has a PC, and they don't get to experience certain things. And when you talk about these games, you want them to, get into the conversation with you. And, that's what it's all about in this hobby is, being able to share experiences and stuff. And I think that it's just asinine for people to really just downplay the fact that more people will get to enjoy this, and you'll get to experience all this stuff together. That's what it's about.
Speaking of that, man, Top Dog is in the chat. Top Dog is back in the chat. Top Dog, shout out to you, Top Dog. You back? You came back from the hospital. Your head's wrapped in bandages and shit. How do you feel about the PlayStation games going to PC, buddy? Let us know in the chat.
Well, I would say this. What Fonz just said is completely true. Having a friend, I have multiple friends that just play on PC, and they played Gears 5 with me. I was on Xbox, they were on PC. It was great. We had a good time. We played Sea of Thieves, same way, crossplay, everything. The integration of that is just priceless to me. It's fucking awesome. It's why I prefer Xbox. Everything about that just screams quality to me. Like when Gears Tactics comes out, I want to play that on PC because it's a strategy game. That's where I play strategy games at. I'm gonna be playing
That's where you
Warcraft
play all
3,
your games, fraud.
and then that's just it.
I'll be playing that on Xbox.
Mhm.
You should make more PC videos, Zonker. Hey,
I mean,
Xbox.
I don't know the difference between that. It's just a game, right?
No, it's not just a game. Xbox Battlegrounds says in the super chat, according to Eric Kane, Sony PS5 is about to crush Microsoft. I don't know who Eric Kane is. Does anybody in here know who Eric Kane is?
Nope.
Okay, well, I mean,
Moving on.
shout out to him. Neon Shinobi. He says, great show, great podcast. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, sir. And shout out to Eric Kane. Hopefully your predictions come true. Competition's good, and that's the only reason Microsoft have picked it up, man. And hopefully that will even out. Apparently, you know, Sony have been in shambles for a little bit here ever since the unification. You know, once not a global company, now is coming together and now Randall, what are you hearing about kind of like Sony and how they're doing internally? You hear anything interesting that you can say?
There's nothing I want to say publicly.
All right, well, basically Rand's a shit talker. Just know that. He's talking all kinds of
definitely.
shit. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Like I said, I can't, Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC, Gravity Rush 2, Last Guardian. Can't wait for those games to be maxed out on PC,
Mm-hmm.
Among other stuff.
And guess what? You're gonna double dip and they gonna make more money, and that's all that should matter.
When we had said Eric Kane is from Area 51. Whatever that means.
Eric Kane's the same guy. What they do at Forbes is they have a shocking
that
headline
stupid article. Oh my god.
Yeah, but now I guarantee you though, in a week you'll get another Forbes contributor saying the same type of outlandish thing, but in reverse. Xbox is going to crush, Sony this gen, and that's what they do. They basically clickbait headline.
Tim, can I get another yell?
No, leave Tim alone. Leave Tim alone. You know he can't resist.
1,400, Tim.
Yeah, we got. Let's just instead of a yell.
Wife calls life alert.
Instead of a yell and getting a life alert call, we're gonna go ahead and give a shout out to 1,400 people watching us live. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's try to get to 1,000 after the fact. Thank you so much. Share it out. Tell everyone Randall Thor was here
right now, dealer. Stop aiming low.
I'm saying 1,000 likes, Randall. 1,000 likes.
I know. You're already at 500, halfway there. Podcast is halfway over. It's got another 500 right now.
Randall, stop demanding so much of the audience. What are you doing? They're all going to be so tired after this show. So let me ask Colt something. And again, shout out to everybody checking us out.
Damn, Randall.
Colt, given that according to some kind of Sony listing, right? And this is a topic from last week, but of course, again, David joined, so we didn't talk about this. PS5 controller is apparently compatible with the PS4. So how do you feel knowing that the PS5 controller is held back because it's compatible with the PS4?
Well, no clarity. Dealer beats me into like the worst argument. Well, I mean, why would you use your PS5 controller on your PS4 if the games won't? I don't know how to answer that.
I mean, how do you feel that knowing that it's held back by the iPhone 3GS?
I like how Dealer asks these questions and shoves the mic in my face like trash journalist. Yeah, it's not a thing. But I don't know. Do you think that in regards to that, do you think that Sony's going to have some first-party exclusives that release on the PlayStation 4
that only run on the PS5 controller? I don't know. I mean, wouldn't that be interesting?
Wouldn't that be interesting? They're like, yes, you can play it on your PS4, but you have to use the DualShock 5. Why? We didn't have time.
I just found that interesting. I wanted to throw that in there because it is interesting. I want to move forward though and talk to Rand, who obviously is a paid shill for Ori and the Will of the Wisps, the sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest. It went gold, Rand Althor. How do you feel about that?
It's potentially one of the games of the year. My game of the year, quite frankly, up there with maybe Last of Us. I cannot wait for this game to come out, Dealer. I need this game today.
So
tomorrow.
How much are they paying you?
About as much as Raid Shadow Legends paid you.
Oh man, that's good. That's a pretty good amount. I ain't gonna lie.
About as how much they paid Franz, which was a big fat zero.
Yeah, Franz is a paid shill for free. He promoted it for free, which is almost worse. But I mean, honestly though, Ori 2, in terms of the way the game looks, it's gonna have HDR support. Apparently, it might even have a 120 FPS mode on the Series X, which no one really cares about. What is this game doing differently mechanically that they've kind of talked about that's got you interested?
I mean, it seems like it's got like like huge boss fights, like Shadow of the well, not Shadow of the Colossus esque like boss fights, because obviously not on that scale, but like shrunk down to that scale that Ori kind of is in. We've seen a lot of it in the trailers. Like there's a huge spider, there's like a wolf, right? There's a bunch of different bigger enemies. Whereas like in the first game, you kind of just had the owl. Right, and it was more about movement. And if you notice in the trailers they showed, this game seems to be trying to make combat more of a thing. He's got like bow and arrow, he's got like a sword, so they seem to be like, all right, we mastered the flow, right, of
so yeah, more
getting through
bigger
an
things
area.
to fight, more weapons.
And now it's like, okay, we're gonna focus our attention on making the combat fun, because quite frankly the combat wasn't very fun in the first story. It was just kind of like, well, I mean, it was, you just pressed the button and you just auto targeted the nearest enemy. You really didn't have to do anything. You just shot out like, little streams of light at the enemies.
Let Delilah help you. Okay.
Okay.
She says set pieces.
Okay, yeah. I mean, set pieces. Everybody loves them, right? The PlayStation fans sure love them. They're in every one of those games.
I like them too.
So, I mean, I like a good set piece as well.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, if Ori's stepping up the combat and then they're still keeping the amazing traversal mechanics and then throwing in set pieces with gigantic bosses, you're talking about probably one of the best games of this year, bar none. Probably the best game that Xbox has probably had in 10 years.
Devin said.
Well, I heard
dealer calls the.
I heard through the grapevine that they are looking to be a 90 Metacritic. So, or their goal is to be a 90 Metacritic. We shall see.
So, is that an indie game? They're Ori in the Wilderness.
Well, I mean, Moon Studios is independent. But I mean, the
technically,
game is
CD
funded by
Projekt
Xbox.
Red, The Witcher is technically an indie game, right? Because they're independent, right? But
Yeah, I mean,
obviously, how do you define it? Budget, production value, like.
Didn't those guys brag about Journey? Was Journey an indie game?
Yes, it was.
They were bragging about what the fuck is that little side scroller?
Are we talking about double A trash right now? Like, can we just
Resogun,
double A
Flower,
trash.
What was the
Resogun.
side scroller dealer?
Resogun. They were like, they got a 9 out of 10. They were bragging about that with the PS4. I remember that.
Of course, AAA Forza Horizon 4 didn't get any accolades. It's just your racing. There's always a goalpost. At this point, these guys have the goalpost all the way out with the tailgaters, like cooking hot dogs on a Chevy pickup.
If Ori's indie game, I would say it's a AAA indie game. In the same vein like Cuphead. It's just a
AAA indie game.
It's like a top of the line.
We need to seriously bolt that goalpost down. Holy shit, this thing's getting crazy.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with the word AAA. People say if the game is really high quality and it's really high rated, it's AAA. That's not what AAA means. And that's a whole other discussion.
It's a production value, but
nobody know what AAA means at this point.
You know what?
That's true.
It looks like a branded game. It looks like a good game that's fucking not made in someone's basement. Fuck.
Fear the Eagle says, "Damn
Like
sheep."
Mara.
Yeah.
I think to belittle this game and try to say it's listen, the game is
Nice pajamas in your game.
it's a high quality, smaller type game.
Leave my pajamas alone.
It's definitely not a AAA, but it's Ori and it was beloved. And like Rand says, it kind of takes everything that you love there, and then it's now adding a couple of layers of things that people really kind of wanted in the first one. They wanted more boss fights. They wanted more, a little bit more, depth. And I think that they're going to get that with this. So I think the game's going to be a big hit, just like the first one.
Yeah, if you like the first one, there's no reason to think that the second. Vaughn's, became a fan of Ori by playing it himself, right?
Yep. Love Ori. Yeah, I can't wait for this game. It's not on the same level as The Last of Us 2. Like
obviously.
Rand over here, but
I mean, yeah, because it's
Rand thinks it's even higher.
Last of Us 2.
Yeah, see,
No,
I'm not
kidding.
there, but I
To
do.
me, they're on the same level.
See, but for me, it's like they're
It could be.
Of course, they're two totally different games, but as an indie game, it's badass, man.
I don't even really consider like indie and stuff like, because I
do. 100%.
I always look at it as like, what is the experience the game is giving to you? Is it a AAA experience? Because I think games like Ori, the gameplay, the systems that are involved in the game, the experience you get from it. If you get a AAA experience from it, then to you it is a AAA game. But it really just comes down to you, not what somebody tells you what it is.
Hey,
Damn Forte facts.
It's the best way to look at it.
Adam
man.
Opentree, Opatney. He says, I asked Drew Murray about what he thinks a AAA game is on Twitter. I would say go look at his response to the whole AAA thing. Yes. I can't do that, but hopefully someone does.
Because that would mean, Forte, that anybody, somebody who really loves to play a stick figure fighting game, it's AAA, man.
But that doesn't. But
loved it so much.
Does their
it
experience really?
It
bother
doesn't work
you?
that
What
way.
they? No, it comes down to what. It's just like everything else. Like what my experience of a game is. Like if I think a game is amazing and you think it
'cause here's the
sucks,
thing.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's
like,
just
here's
my
the
But
opinion.
you're putting a AAA and a AA label like on everything, like saying, well,
No.
because I didn't have a good experience with that game, then that's not a AAA to me.
No, it just comes down to if a person
Doesn't work
asks
like
me if the game is the game AAA, I say to me, yes,
it's not
it
an
was.
opinion. It's not an opinion. No.
It is an
Why is
opinion.
everyone so argumentative?
I know, dude.
Because he's
Fuck
wrong.
off, dude.
Forte is
Battletoads is
wrong.
AAA.
You motherfuckers, eat your macaroons.
Fonz is saying. Fonz is basically saying that there's just different levels of type of.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely different levels. I will tell you right now, if Microsoft puts out like Halo is not even arguably a AAA game.
Look,
Good or bad is going to
Right.
be a AAA game. But when it comes to these smaller games, it comes down to your experience.
like inside to me was just right up there with some of the AAA games, just the experience
And
itself.
That's
So-
all that matters. Nothing else matters. Who cares what anybody else think you feel about a damn game?
Yeah, I mean, if you like it, like Inside, that game, was what, $20 or something. And that
Rand
game,
loved
that
that
game,
game.
and the way that it flowed and the ending to that game stuck with me more than most games I've ever played in my life. And it's not really about how much time I was able to drag out of it, or anything like that. It was such a just all around great game that I would recommend
Sea
it
of
over a
Thieves,
lot of
AAA.
big games. Fucking see a piss. So yeah, we're gonna go
I
ahead.
don't
And,
argue you
confirm.
anymore on that. I don't argue no more on that whole AAA Sea of Thieves thing because I mean, for you put thousands of hours into that game, so I really can't argue you on that point.
it's
You
hard to
feeling
call it
that
a
way.
AAA, but what it is it's a
Shut
game.
up,
It's a
dealer.
game with a
AAA,
ton of
goddammit.
potential, and hopefully
No,
they
it's a
leverage
game
that
that they
potential
told-
next time around.
It's a game they told you to sell north.
They
it's a quadruple A game.
Quadruple A. There is.
Sail
fun.
north
Fucking
to Sea of
around.
Thieves. You're like, go head towards the island that looks like a chicken leg with a bone sticking out.
Dealer, do you remember when Zocker was searching Google asking, "Is Minecraft AAA?"
Oh my god.
AAA. Somebody
Oh my god. That's not what I was saying.
That's not what I was saying. Yeah, it's what you were saying, Zucker. It's okay.
AAA Minecraft confirmed. My dealer.
Hey, Bill Spencer goes to Japan, Tim Dog. Did you know that? He announced that on Twitter. What do you think he
Yes,
was doing there, Tim Dog? Getting maybe some studios?
I think he's been looking for studios since 2018. I just think that Japan might be not the most conducive place for an American company. I think there's a lot of red tape there. So I think he's always trying to get games or studios there. So I don't think that that's stopped. But I think this particular thing is what he's been doing the last couple of years. Like he's gotten Yakuza, he's gotten some marketing deals. I think
You know what he's really over there doing? He's doing those Japanese noodle commercials like Arnold Schwarzenegger did. That's what he's doing.
I think you'd get some games that were probably were previously thought that would never hit the platform, probably hit Xbox and Game Pass. So that's what I think it is. But as far as the studio search, I can honestly, he said it, but he's also said it a lot. He's been trying to get into Japan for the longest time, but I guess it's just something where it's not a place where you could just they're that open to it, or if you do try to get involved, I do think that there is some type of red tape involved, like something with a straight out buy. So I don't know. That's just my belief on the situation, but I do know that he really wants a stake in Japan.
Top Dog says he's just buying more PS4 games to be ported to Xbox. Well, you know what can't be ported? All that extra power Series X is going to have over that PS5. Hey, Philly Eagle. He said, and he's right. There is an A and E, and I was going to say this, but I just figured I'd let you guys fight over, I don't know, a dead rat on the floor. Basically, Philly Eagle says the amount of A's is not subjective. It's basically team size, publisher size, and production value, budget. Each of them are different. Stop being stupid and great show. Thank you so much, Philly. A little harsh there, Philly, but thank you.
Yeah, I think it's budget, period.
Marketing,
team size either.
No, I think it's marketing. I think it's size of game. I think it's scope of game.
Yep, exactly.
You know, those type of things. You know,
but team size is not it, because small teams have created some big, massive. Fucking
I think
games.
it's. I thought it was when it came to critical reception, budget, and production value. That's what I thought it was.
Pretty much.
I know you can look it up.
But yeah, I really don't even give a shit. This is like dragging the show down, and I'm the master of pacing. So
it's actually
what else do you have for topics?
I got a super chat from Aaron. He says, "Hey, what do you think about the SSD size for the next gen consoles? People are thinking the external hard drives will hold back performance." Yes, that's something that I've used to destroy their logic with. You're telling me I won't be able to use external drives going forward, even though games are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, you're probably looking at a 1 terabyte SSD in these things, right? So, no, I don't think externals hold back performance, because that's not quite how things work. They scale this stuff up and down. It's been done for decades on PC. Everything you've heard here over the past years is correct. Everyone's just now catching up. That's the long story short. David Robinson, he says, greetings. And it'll take me a second. Greetings. We/Xbox get Sony on the ropes, and it's about to go down. He says, quotation marks, never fall back again. Shout out to the whole panel, all 8 or 9 of y'all. So many of y'all. Can't see all.
We love you.
All stops at Tim Dog's screen ends. Thank you so much, David Robinson, man. I do appreciate it, brother. Send me a message on Xbox. Been a minute since I heard from you. But again, yeah, I mean, tons of great topics. Phenomenal live chat, and it wouldn't be the same without you guys. Element of PO, just to round this one off, says Mike is at Blizzard. Could he help bring StarCraft back? Man, we need StarCraft on console, man.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's the first place I played it, was the 64.
Man, you catch that coronavirus, Steeler?
I think I'm the one spreading that shit and licking stuff. Yeah, so I don't know.
Licking the sidewalk.
Walk on this, yeah. But yeah, Phil in Japan, I mean, he's doing what he's doing. Phil Spencer also talking today. And you know what? God, man, yeah, this show's only been a little over an hour, but we'll talk about this topic in another one. But Phil Spencer also talking about their quadruple A studio, quote unquote, the initiative. Oh yeah, he's basically saying this is what he said on Twitter. He says, "Great update today with the." If my fucking mouse will stop wigging out. Great update today with the initiative and the team. Basically saying Matt Booty, everybody was there. He's saying that the team is an immensely talented studio, challenging themselves to do new things, in parentheses, and old things in a new way. Tim Dog, is this his way of telling us they're working on some kind of older IP, they're bringing it back to life, but doing it and reimagining it from the ground up?
You know, that's I can understand why people draw that conclusion. And one of the games that people can't keep bouncing about is Perfect Dark. Listen, yeah, I do think you can take a little bit from that statement, and Phil is like the king of like these coded messages. Like if you've known him through the years, he kind of hints at a lot of stuff. So yeah, I think that the door's been open. I know I've talked to some people, and I've talked to people, sources, and I think Rand could possibly say the same. That Perfect Dark has always been a game that's been kind of always out there, or it's an IP that I do believe Phil is interested in. I think Xbox is interested in, and I do think we're going to get it one day. Just like basically Fable's confirmed, but it's not. I do think Perfect Dark is another game that you're going to be seeing, but that's just my personal take. I do think the tweet adds a little bit of credence to that. The only thing that surprises me is I thought that maybe that studio would be doing
something
new IP.
New.
But when you have Ninja Theory doing everything that they're doing, and they have something with that type of IP that they can kind of take and nurture. I'm not completely upset about that. I do think that if they can get that game and they can nurture it and do it right way, it could be a big game and be a real fun, awesome showcase.
Yeah.
Can I
Adam,
say-
real quick, let me get these out of the way. Adam says, in regards to Japanese studios, he could see White Owl, which is something we had talked about and heard about rumors of as well. Bill Powermancer, he says, congrats Cuphead for being added to the Smash Bros. So, yeah, I didn't know that. Thank you so much, Powermancer.
Pretty cool.
I want to say something about this initiative rumor.
We can see y'all motherfuckers logging on, by the way. Zalker's like, "Beep, just got on Xbox Live."
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Something popped up. It was a loud ass noise. I'm not sure if it's came through. What were you saying, Colt?
So I kind of this kind of bothered me. Like Rand and I were talking earlier today about this initiative hint about them possibly doing Perfect Dark, and I have a problem with perception with Xbox Game Studios. I've tried to make an educated prediction on what they're working on, and when I look at their list of studios, I see them working on stuff we've already seen. 343 is doing Halo, Age of Empires, Gears of War. The initiative could be working on Perfect Dark. And Exile's doing Wasteland, Minecraft. A Ninja Theory is doing more Hellblade. Playground Games is doing more Fable and more Forza Horizon. Rare's the only one that has new IPs. Turn 10 is going to do more motorsports, and Undead Labs is probably doing State of Decay 3. So when I look at this list, there is no room for new IPs if this is true that they're working on Perfect Dark first. And I would hope, and this is me being critical of Xbox, which I do more often than people give me credit for, I hope that the initiative has been tasked to work on something new and not revive an old IP, no matter how great Perfect Dark could be under Daryl Gallagher's tutelage. Like, he revived Tomb Raider in the most amazing way. That series is awesome. And they could do the same treatment with Perfect Dark.
If they're going to reinvent Perfect Dark, why not just call it something different if it's not Perfect Dark to begin with, right?
Well, what I was saying to Rand was I was saying,
Same
like,
characters.
you bring to the table, hey, we want to revive Perfect Dark. This is our vision. We could really make it pop and really hit it out of the park like we did with Tomb Raider. And I would hope that Matt Booty would say, that's a really good idea. Pin that. I need new blood from you guys. You're a new studio. I need a new game. I need a new adventure. We need a new space for the family of Xbox. And I'm hoping that is what is coming out of the initiative, because when I look at the studios, I have them up on the screen right now so I can tell you guys this. When I look at them, I don't see a lot of new except for Obsidian, Ninja Theory's small experience with Project Mara, and Double Fine will have some smaller games.
And possibly,
rest
like we had
is-
talked about before, Coalition, might be working on something different as well. We don't know.
Hopefully, yeah. I
Yeah,
also said that in a few videos ago. Hopefully, Coalition is giving Gears a rest, and they're working on something new. And
I
Compulsion's doing something new, but they haven't been tried and tested
Well,
yet.
I would say that if the initiative is working on Perfect Dark game, that at this point they will be like you just said, they will be treating it like a new IP. It doesn't mean that they need to go just create a completely different character. Like, it can be something that's completely different and a new game, yet they use that same name that people know and
I
make
know, but it's
Joanna
the
Dark into
perception.
something that's
Yeah,
actually
the
worth
It's
playing.
the perception, and I know Fonz would agree with me. I can hear him already starting up, and I'd give him the floor.
Perception
after.
of who?
The perception
of
Xbox
the people,
just-
gamers,
the
gamers.
perception
even.
of everybody looking at Xbox saying they just keep rehashing 20-year-old
Old titles.
franchises.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can't, like, that's not a rehash. Like, Perfect
Right.
Dark has only had two
Yeah, but you
games,
can
one on the
say that.
N64 and one in 360, and then those games are so fucking old.
Yeah,
that
but
it's
the
not a
thing is, you could
rehash.
do that. You could do that. You could say that, but people will still have that perception. Colt's 100% right. When they
Well,
see,
who gives a fuck?
What is
I do, because
That
Dunker,
people
I
will-
would rather see. Okay, let me paint the picture for you. I would rather see the initiative come out of the gate first
something brand new.
with a character walking through like a haunted like woods and like dark creatures walking by, and the character pulls out like some type of weapon or some type of gun, and you have like this mysterious new fresh IP. I want to see that on the Xbox before I see Perfect Dark come out like a totally awesome reimagining. Because
Imagine her
for
fucking
me,
coming
I
out and
need-
like slitting some dude's throat, and then a gun coming out mechanically of her arm, and she shoots another guy in the head,
Well,
and then a bot comes out like just a.
Dude,
And then the
don't you
PS5
understand
logo
what I'm
pops out.
saying?
Whee!
Like, fans, you have to understand what I'm saying, and I speak for millions, that they want to see something new and
New.
exciting Of course, they'll be excited about Perfect Dark. In fact, you got millions of gamers who do a backflip and pick their own nose with both fingers to see Banjo-Kazooie come out and be reimagined.
Yeah, but everybody said
that's
the same thing
fine.
about God of War. Like it needs to be this or it needs to be shelved a little. Sony
nobody
even
said
did, and then
that.
the right direction came in and made God of War to something it's better than it's ever.
You know
fucking
what's
been.
gonna ultimately happen is it doesn't matter what it's called or what it is. It could be reimagining of any franchise or IP anywhere. If it's good, if it looks good,
Exactly.
then
That's
that's
all that
where. And now
matters.
I agree with Colt and Fonz. I would say if you're gonna reimagine it and it's not really gonna be Perfect Dark like the old stuff, then just call it something different. But maybe,
I'm just a
maybe
little-
that's not the route they take. All I care about is that it's good.
Maybe
Well,
I
yeah,
want
I
something
also-
like StarCraft Ghost, right? I don't know if you guys remember that canceled game. Like that game
yes,
looked
I do remember it.
that shit looked awesome. Like maybe they can do it into something like that Blizzard couldn't make. And that's
I
something that
also
Let me
just
ask you
would
guys
be
a
cool as
question.
fuck.
Who would you a new IP? Initiative or coalition?
Initiative. Initiative.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Initiative.
Both of them.
Now,
You
now
didn't
let
even
me
let me say
book
the
in that,
studio.
'cause I know people get mad, and I don't care if people don't agree with me. I'm fine. I'm old enough to be okay with people not agree with me. Like Dealer said, an awesome, like I said at the beginning, an awesome reboot of Perfect Dark in the vein of how Tomb Raider came back. Yes, I would totally enjoy that game, but I think that it would be really good for Xbox right now if they have more fresh new faces that look really super promising and get people really excited for something new and to build that family. Because right now, you can tell what the family is on the Xbox. It's Halo,
When's the
Gears,
perfect-
Forza,
when's
Well, the
and-
question is, how long are you willing
Fucking
to wait?
15 years old.
That's the question. How long are you waiting for that game to come out if they do something brand spanking new?
Well, I mean, a reboot of Perfect Dark isn't going to take a week longer than a brand new IP.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll
I
be
know
honest,
it takes
I would-
time
I
to
would want the
imagine
coalition.
characters in a world.
because Perfect Dark, they already have the source material. They already have they
Yeah.
already have everything they need for that. They just have to build something that's groundbreaking.
I
and
agree with you,
breathtaking on
Forte.
that.
But look at the team that they pulled together from. I can't remember
That doesn't mean-
everybody I've done
that
videos
doesn't
on it.
mean they're
Like
not-
these guys have come from Call of Duty. They've come from
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto,
God of
Red
War.
Dead Redemption.
God of War.
They've come from Sony Santa Monica. They've come from a bunch of other Sony studios. Like
Yeah.
they've come from everywhere. And these guys and girls can make some amazing new imagined stories.
I would say honestly, Colt, I would say this. I think that making a new IP, especially when a new group of people come working together, is going to be kind of fucking hard. Like
Yeah.
Corey
Right.
Barlog, like the people at Sony Santa Monica canceled a new IP because it just didn't work out. And these are veterans that have worked together for a while, and they couldn't even get one to go in. And then
Well,
they went
they
to
can
God
make
of
a new
War and knocked it
IP.
out of the
Like
park.
it's just
No, I'm not
what
saying they can't. I'm
Microsoft
saying
want them
I
to
would
do.
rather-
Really.
I would rather have like the coalition where these people have worked together for a while start something new. Like I love Gears. I want as much Gears as I can get. But I do think they should put Gears down for a little bit, make a new IP, a new world that could be something that we can all love, and then go back to Gears and maybe interchange the two. But I think at the initiative, having like what Forte said, the source material, and then reimagining that game with that character.
But
that's
Perfect Dark,
smart
none
move.
of them really had great source material.
Yeah.
None of them. Like
Okay.
here's what Bale Parmenter
So-
says: is Colt has a point. The same old names have a stigma to them that
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
appeal to the larger audiences. They need new hype, new
I want to hear
titles.
from Rand on this because we
Yeah.
talked about this for about an hour today. Are you still there, Rand?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree
know
with
he's on.
Dealer. Here's the thing: I don't care about Perfect Dark. I have no affinity for it. I don't have any love for it.
Yeah.
If you'd ask me, would I have the initiative? What do I want them to work on? I'd be like a new IP. But do I think they're working on a new IP? Dude, I would not be shocked at the slightest if they
I
were
agree.
working on
It's
Perfect Dark. Because if you
It sounds like
there's
it.
also the way Matt Booty and Phil are running the studios now, the word creative freedom, where like we'll keep on supplying you with the money. You just make the games that you want. And who are we to say if Daryl Gallagher and his team went to Phil and Matt Booty to pitch their game and they're like, we combed through your IP. We've kind of brainstormed some ideas, and it's like, we got this killer idea to bring back Joanna Dark, having a cyberpunk setting, which is going to blow up because of, Cyberpunk 2077, have it like first person with a third person twist, have it kind of like stealth,
Mhm.
that kind of aspect of it. And they're like, okay, well, here's the money, go make the game. And in that sense, I'm with Dealer where it's like, it doesn't matter what the game is, as long as it looks freaking amazing and is great.
But you
It
rather
doesn't
have a new
matter
IP, but if it's not a new IP, it really ultimately comes down to if it looks good and
It
if
could
it
be
gets people
worse,
excited.
guys. He could have said, to the initiative, look, Gallagher, you're going to make Blinks the Time Sweeper too. Okay, it could have been worse. So
No, I think it's pretty clear that Phil is leading. That the teams on Xbox Game Studios, they are all creative led. This is all their ideas. That's the the motive that they're pushing throughout all their studios. I think Perfect Dark because two things. Rand probably. I remember talking to Rand freaking 2017, hearing about these names in the back that they liked it. I also remember Phil talking about how he wanted his answer to Uncharted. He wanted his own. Remember with Tomb Raider? He got Tomb Raider and he got the exclusivity for a year. And he talked about how he wanted Xbox to have its own action adventure series.
Yep.
So I just
And they need one too, Tim.
Yeah, I think there's smoke there, and Phil with his freaking tweets, that's just when you see something like that and it ties into it, more times out of often it really signifies something. So I'm thinking they're doing Perfect Dark.
I'm with Tim on this. Hey, Neon Shinobi says yes,
Rise
new
happening.
IP. Definitely want new IP. We've also got Kinta who says, what about Scalebound? Well, Scalebound's, keep in mind the Platinum got fired. They missed the deadlines. They got fired. It is what it is. It's the same thing that happened to that team that was responsible for that Phantom Dust remake. Phil went there and said, and then fired him. So,
Yep,
that's a good thing. If you want quality, man. If you want quality, then you got to do some things like that. So, when it comes down to it, guys, good discussion. Hopefully, no matter what it is, I would prefer a new IP. After all, if you're going to reimagine it, you might as well just call it something different. But I also get that maybe it was up to the guys at the initiative, and that's not what happened. And they wanted to bring back something, and maybe they are making a cyberpunk thing. Rand might have a point. Like maybe it is setting a dystopia future, and it's an action adventure, kind of urban sprawl type game. That would be a little different take.
I go back to like the story that Rod Ferguson always tells before they were the Coalition, when they were Black Tusk, and even before they were Black Tusk, they were Microsoft Vancouver. Microsoft had bought the Gears of War IP, right? And there was a vote at the studio to either work on Gears of War or continue on with Shanghai. Do you guys remember that stealth game that they were building that they showed off?
Yep.
And never heard from again? And everybody at the studio voted, hey, we want to work on Gears of War.
Yep.
So it's just like, I could easily see Daryl Gallagher being like, yo, I see potential in this.
And they said they're not going to, like, people wanted details about Shanghai, right? And they said, well, we're not really going to give details because there's ideas in there that we might use in the future.
Oh, we lost Dealer.
Can you guys hear me?
Did
we lose me?
Yep,
There you go.
Okay.
You said there's ideas that we might use.
Well, no, people wanted details from Shanghai, and they said, well, we never really go into detail in that game because there's things in that game, ideas in that game that we may use in the future. We don't want to give those ideas up or talk about those. So, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So, I mean, again, great discussion. Hopefully, whatever it is, man, we've been asking for games for years. We've been talking about it pretty much every week. And when it comes down to it, man, we know they're coming. We can't build time machines unless one of y'all motherfuckers knows something I don't. We don't have the knowledge to build a time machine to make this stuff happen any sooner, so we're not going to cry like bitches every week about it. We're going to sit here and try to be optimistic about gaming as a whole, because we all play, or most of us, Forte plays one game, Destiny 2, but, most of us play, a lot of different games, and we're excited about the hobby. So, again, let us know your thoughts about all this.
To say. I just came back from that time machine, and it is indeed 12 RDNA.
Hey, Dealer.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that other rumored exclusive Superman?
Oh God. I was gonna go ahead and bring that up real quick. I was gonna bring it up and say, well, no, that's not happening. Why did anybody talk about this? But I guess we can talk about that real quick. Rand, what are your thoughts on that exclusive Superman game that doesn't exist?
It's never happening. It's 100% fake. The guy who said that doesn't know shit. So yeah,
Who said
not
that?
happening. So comicbook.com sourced it from Cyrus Black on NeoGAF.
Who's
Who
that?
doesn't know? Tim, you know who Cyrus Black is?
Yes, of course I know who he is. We talked about him.
Oh, he's from Semi Accurate.
Sounds like somebody that's like from a Batman
That's
movie. Is he in a Batman comic?
Only reason people pay any attention to him is because he got the PS4 Pro release date right. Everything else he's ever said has been nothing but bullshit.
Bullshit.
And Rocksteady's not working on Superman. They're working on a different game. So it ain't happening. And I don't want people to like kind of hope for it. You know, because I you know, like I see that like, oh, people are like, yeah, we're really excited. It's not happening, folks. Just get that thought out of your head. There's no Superman games.
And first off, if it's comicbook.com, I mean, for one, comicbook.com, like, I don't even think they fucking talk about comic books. But just watch out for anything sourced there, from my knowledge, unless it's a rumor. Usually I won't even, you know, whatever.
Usually Tyler Fisher knows shit. And that's always to see him attributing one of these pieces to, you know, one of the stupid, you know, rumors that start on GAF from one of these fake insiders. From one of these fake insiders, you know, I mean, it's kind of funny how, you know, these guys get articles written on them. He's all Black. Aureus Black is also the one that said Order 1887. Remember when there was a bunch of that going around?
Yeah, I remember when he said the PS4 Pro is going to be 8.7 teraflops, wherever the
Yeah.
Blue pill, red pill, you know.
Yeah.
So a lot of bullshit going around.
I mean, I don't even know who these people are, but I mean, hey, I mean, I guess it's a good thing, right? So
they ain't two people more excited for whatever Rocksteady's making than me and Dealer.
Nope. I mean, we had talked about this Batman game behind the scenes, and like, hopefully WB Montreal come out with whatever the fuck this is and stop teasing us, but Rocksteady are working on something different. Who would have thought, and Rand said this one time, he said, who would have thought Rocksteady, one of the best teams there are, would have came out with one damn game the whole generation?
One game. Just one
game.
Oh my God, it blows my... But I mean, we're barely lucky to get 2 games from developers, you know, the way this generation plays out.
Yeah,
you know,
I was kind of trying to point that out on Twitter this week. I said, name a couple amazing games that got sequels this generation, and they're like, scratching their heads because, you know,
Division 2, bitch.
Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor came out early on and barely got a sequel, and yeah, most other games just. Rand pointed out the development just takes too long.
I'm telling you, man, this upcoming generation is going to be fucking fire. This upcoming generation is going to be insane. The performance, the technology, the amount of games that are in development, the amount of new IP that are inevitably coming.
The slow speed of the SSDs, right?
Yeah,
right,
the super slow SSDs. Like Ubisoft are going to stop making games that are half done and be like, let's experiment. You know, like hopefully that, you know, things are just different going forward. But
man,
until
they got Terminator and Ghost Recon now, though. What up? Where's A Squad? Where's that video?
He made that video. He already made that video.
Yeah. Can you give us a 2-second update on what Stadia's doing right now?
And can you explain how SSDs are slow now?
SSDs are slow now, and Stadia sucks.
Fonz, what was the ESA's response to Sony not being at E3 again?
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
Oh my gosh, I hope you guys are watching the Grounded Gamers new videos.
Well,
he's got me busting up at work. I mean, I don't watch videos at work.
Yeah, no one does that. Yeah, but hey, we're gonna, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna call it early. I'm sitting here coughing. I'm dying. I'm gonna eat.
Yeah.
This is keep this to about an hour and a half show. By the time outros are over, it's 5 hours. So again, guys, thanks for joining us, man. 1,400 tonight. Hit that like button. Let's try to get to 700 for the end of the show. And again, share this out. Help us out a little bit. You guys are all awesome. We're gonna have some more guests. I've been talking to Bill Stillwell. I will say this about him until I do actually lock him down. Apparently, you know, it's a little easier to lock it down today with him too. But it's hockey season. He's got some things going on with his family, and he's looking at February and March. So in one of those months, we'll have Stillwell on, the head of xCloud, and then the FanFest guy before E3 as well. He wants to come on, but and as well as Jason Ronald, he said as well. So I'll just kind of mention that now. I won't bring it up until I have things locked down. But hopefully Seamus can come on in the next month too. That'd be cool. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make it today. But again, guys, thanks for joining us. You guys are awesome. Hit that bell button, subscribe, and of course, check the links down below for patron stuff. And of course, if you want to become a channel member, hit that join button. It does help a lot. Let's get into some outros, starting with Colt Eastwood. Great show, brother. Had a lot of good things to say today. Explain to the chat how SSDs are slow now.
Well, what they do is the intercelerometer of the endoplasmic reticulum is this show wore me out today. I've been playing on PC the past week, and as wonderful as those games look, like they look so like playing Mass Effect Andromeda at 60 frames, like at 1440p. Pretty amazing, but it reminds me of why I don't use that as my main gaming platform. It's just oh my gosh, some of the problems I have. You can find me at Colt Eastwood on Twitter and Xbox and YouTube. And I'm working on a video this week for the end of the week, I guess. It's been a little while, so thanks for all you guys do. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got the best chat in the universe. D-Batch, you were a little quiet here, chewing on your toenails in the background, but thanks for joining us, buddy. What have you been playing? Where can people find you?
I've been playing a lot of COD, and I actually got back into some VR. I've been playing Beat Saber. Anybody out there that plays that game on VR, oh man, what a workout. You guys can catch me on Twitter at D_batch. And of course, at YouTube at dbatch, I just threw up a video today, which actually discusses the games that Microsoft has coming for this generation. We have a sneak peek of some of these games, and a lot of gamers, I don't know, they're just blind to the facts that are in front of their faces. So check out my video if you want to see what we can expect next generation.
Hey, Kenta in the super chat, no, you shouldn't be worried about the release of these systems. They'll both be out this year. And again, expect the Series X to be better, notably better. But of course, it's going to be $100 more expensive. So
I just want to add real quick to the people thinking that the PlayStation 5 is going to be delayed. Today, they just registered the trademark of PlayStation 5, which kind of leads to the idea that they're going to reveal it pretty soon. I don't think it's canceled or delayed. No, that's not happening.
Nope.
Shout out to JMO Series X in the chat. Thank you so much. I was talking to him in DM earlier today. But yeah, nothing, guys, we don't really feed off the negative fear type angle of everything here. We're like, hey, this is awesome. Like, good things are coming. We know what's coming. We've been telling you about it for quite a while. So just be happy, man. Don't listen to all the negativity everywhere. Half of it's bullshit and most of it's for attention. Really, there's not much to complain about except for where the fuck is that new Batman game. But other than that, not a whole lot to complain about.
I mean, we could complain about the delays because we have to wait, but it'll be all right.
I mean, there ain't been no damn delay. They've been teasing it for 8 months. I'm like, well, God, fuck.
I'm talking about the other games. Like we kind of had a semi-packed spring, and then
Doom is coming out, and it's going to be fire. Man. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Gaming Forte, thanks for joining us, buddy. What do you, again, man, thanks a lot for coming on. And what have you been playing on Destiny 2 and where can you find it?
Destiny 2. Beyond contrary belief, I have not only been playing Destiny 2. I'm literally finishing up Star Wars. I'm pretty much towards the end of that. And then I finally going ahead and finish up Gears of War because I started on PC and I'm going to finish it on Xbox because I got people to play it with over there.
Mm-hmm. But looks damn good on the X, don't it?
Oh man, yeah, great, amazing. I'm playing Star Wars on PC right now because you can't beat ultra wide screen. It's pretty crazy.
You fucking know there with a gold mouse and shit.
Controller, man. I haven't literally jumped over to PC 100% yet because I still play with my controller.
Is there any chance that the next consoles will pull you back over?
Oh, I'm getting the X as soon as it comes out.
Why would you do that? It's held back by the Ouya.
It's not being because it doesn't matter to me because Microsoft gave me what I wanted and they said that it's going to be concentrating on high frame rates.
What do you think about that logic though? Why would you upgrade to the Series X? You can just play it on the base Xbox One.
Let me say, let's look at the panel just for a second. Colt, Dealer, D-Batch, Ran, Grounded Gamer, Tim Dog, Zocker. Most of you guys play on consoles, right?
Yeah,
except for Zucker.
Pretty much exclusively.
I play mostly on PC.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, for the most part, I play with Ashton Luker, Slow-Mo, Enrique, most of them, and my friends play on Xbox. So as much as I love what the PC side gives me when it comes to performance and frame rates, nothing compares to when you play with your friends. And that's all that really, and that's what matters to me. And when Microsoft said that they were concentrating on the console and they're giving us a console that can actually stand toe to toe with some of the higher end PCs, that's all I needed to hear from them. So I'm going to get one day one. and I'm gonna be right back in the ecosystem like I was always. But as always, man, this was an amazing show. Got a chance to kick it with you guys. I really enjoyed this, and it's Gaming Forte on YouTube and the same thing on Twitter.
So let me ask you this though, real quick, because I mean we have the fucking Gaming Forte in here. You got to get some questions out of the guy, you know. I mean, for one, why did you buy a 1080 Ti when you could play it on a 1050? And also because, you know, all the same games run across all the graphics cards. Why do you have a really expensive one instead of a not as good one? And secondly, how are SSD? Why are SSDs slow now?
Why are they slow now?
he gonna get.
You know what I'm saying though? Like you got a 1080 Ti. Why did you buy that thing when you could play the same game on a 1060?
Because performance.
Oh, okay.
30%. Hey, when I had a 1080 before this, and I upgraded to a 1080 Ti to get 40 extra frames.
Oh, damn, man! You paid a lot of money to do that.
No, when you sell your 1080 on eBay for $700 and you pay.
Oh, this must have been a while ago.
Oh no, it wasn't that long ago.
$700 for a 1080?
I had a hybrid edition. That's why, the water cooled version.
Oh, fuck, one from Louisiana. I got you. All right, well, I mean, when it comes down to it, my point is, and the reason it's all jokes, because people are like, why would you get a Series X when you got an Xbox One X, or why would you get this when you got that? And then they sit down and turn their Xbox One X on. It's like, why'd you get an Xbox One X? You knew the same games played on the base Xbox.
Why would you put your eyes down and stare at another man's pockets for like days on end? That's what I want to know.
It's like, why did I get an OLED? Because I wanted something better. Why did I get, why did I get a really good SSD? Because I wanted more performance. Like, same thing applies to consoles, and people forget that. So thanks again for coming on, Forte, man. Thanks, pretty appreciate it. Randolph Thor, you jumped in late, but where can people find you, and what have you been playing, bud?
Sony Racing to Victory!
Okay. Where's that
I
game?
love that. Well, I mean, that's your intro.
That's the game.
So, Rand texted me, and when he watched my last video, he thought it was pretty good.
I was dying. What am I just downloaded the disintegration
The
beta or whatever the heck it is, and I bought Journey to the Savage Planet. So I don't know.
I want to play with the Rand.
Maybe I don't know. I might play those. I don't know. I haven't really been much in a gaming mood recently. Been watching stuff on Netflix.
Yeah, Xbox ain't got no games anymore.
Xbox has no games.
Hey, look,
But if you
man,
want to check out the content, youtube.com/RandallThor19. We got a podcast with Jez Corden coming up on Thursday, hopefully.
Ooh, really?
Should be pretty good.
Are we gonna make sure we get it, or are we gonna have 7 delays?
Oh shit!
Hey man, OBS would not work on Thursday.
Right.
And then I
He
tried
had me
doing
on
it
the
with
docket,
Colt.
and he's like, "Yeah, it won't work or something."
And then it wouldn't work with Colt. Me and Colt it was gonna be a great show, and then we're gonna get Dealer on and do the 3-man power hour. Me, Colt, and
Marcus
Dealer.
Mazurk, fellow OLED Lord. OLED Lord. Gaming Forte is like, what's that? I play on a Zenith with 7-inch bezels.
Whoa! No,
What are you playing on?
that.
What are you playing on? What are you playing on, Forte?
Playing on a 34-inch Sony ultra wide monitor, 1 millisecond response time,
Oh, yeah.
144.
On a controller that adds
refresh
another
rate.
2 milliseconds? Fuck that. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and move forward with the Grounded Gamer. Where can people find you? What have you been playing, bud?
Hey, I've been playing, well, actually, I'm jumping back into Doom 2016 in anticipation for Doom Eternal.
Facts.
So good.
For that. And so you can find me at the Grounded Gamer making videos every Monday, guys. So gaming news there, with a little bit of sarcasm. So anyway, so find me there, Grounded Gamer, and you can find me on Twitter at jfonzarelli.
And we still got 1,000 people just sitting here during the outros, man. Again, give a shout out to everybody. We got over 700 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, you haven't shared it out, check it out.
This chat's amazing, man.
They are.
Honestly,
They really
the
are.
best chat ever.
Yeah,
Except
they
for
are,
that
man.
one
the best.
guy.
Except for that one
I'm
guy.
just kidding.
That one guy, xCloud, Tim Dog. But what have you been playing? Where can people find you, bud?
I just started up Plague's Tale. I was playing it last night with you guys.
Awesome game.
Seems pretty cool. Very good graphics. But I might actually
Jedi.
just do the Jedi.
Yeah.
I think that's a smarter move for me.
I mean, Plague's Tale. It's just Game Pass filler, bro.
No, yeah. I actually
Didn't you see
have
Kids
it.
Move?
Shout out to Kids Move, man. It's such a funny
Yes,
fucking
that
video.
Was great. That was great. It's kind of it was kind of telling though. It definitely answered a
You've
lot
seen
of
our
people who-
motherfuckers. Like, this Kids Move was going hard, man. This shit was hilarious.
Yeah,
Shut the F up.
he was funny. But you can find me on Twitter, xCloud TimDog. I'm also here every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Thanks for everyone that showed up. Forte, Rand, always a pleasure. Everyone in the chat, people who were listening, 1,000 of you still left. You guys are the best. And I'll see you next week.
And shout out to little Zocker who got cut off. He's not even on the screen right now because Rand joined. So
I know. People are
Zocker.
saying they're like, damn, y'all doing Zalker dirty.
Yeah, push him off the fucking bench. Sit on the floor, bitch. How you been? Where you been? Where you been playing, man? Where can people find you?
I'm on the floor playing Horizon Zero Dawn. No, I'm just joking.
Look at the chat. I'm
On the
sorry,
PC.
Zocker. He said
No.
your outros are better than the fake news on other channels.
Fuck.
He said that's why I'm still chilling here watching the outros instead of
That's
watching.
Go ahead, Zocker. I apologize.
What have you been playing,
No,
bud? And
no,
where can people find you?
It's all right. Yeah. Obviously, Zalker87 on YouTube, Zalker87 on Twitter. Try to put videos up. But yeah, chat. You guys were awesome tonight, man. Honestly, you guys were flooded. You guys were entertaining. It was funny. We're laughing. It was a good time, man. And I've been played some Mass Effect Andromeda last night with Colt, and we got our fucking asses kicked in Horde because we suck.
In bronze.
And yeah, the dogs were dragging us across.
You have
the
to
freaking map.
reacclimate to Andromeda combat.
It's fun though. It's
Yeah.
fun. Though.
Yeah, no, we had to acclimate. Yeah, it took a little while. Yeah, and I'm gonna be playing Warcraft 3 Reforged. Just came out tonight, and I'm fucking excited.
Is that
RTS.
you know what? I might fucking pick that up now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, you really?
Rand, go play your next Netflix show, okay?
Oh,
While the rest of us play games.
Yeah, your
Oh.
biography of you. No, I'm just joking.
I mean, I'll start my next game when you play as many games as me.
Well, that'll never happen, so you'll never start your next
Exactly.
game, huh?
Fucking downloading the Barbie trilogy right now, bitch.
So I'll
Rand, are you
continue to
making a
play
dashboard
games for
video
another
tomorrow?
6 years, and
Yeah,
I'll still
yeah,
not play as many
tomorrow-
games as Rand,
I
and
have
he'll,
I have
in the
a
meantime,
dashboard
never start
video
playing.
planned for tomorrow, and another dashboard video planned for the day after that, and then a dashboard video a week after that as well.
How do
Wait, how do I-
when are the
how do I-
shopping carts coming?
Shut up, dealer.
All right, well, again, Zucker, yeah, I might pick that up. But
Do it, bro.
again, shout out to everybody joining us and still here. Those coming after the fact, let's try to get to 1,000 likes after the fact and all that. You guys have been crushing that, actually, almost double that. So thanks a lot. And you know what? We're gonna actually get the fuck out of here.
I'm on the screen.
He's on the screen a little bit.
Who
So.
left?
It's a regular currency here. Shut up,
It's on the
dealer.
screen now.
It's like every day. Shut up.
All right.
I'm
Well,
alive, bitch.
again, good show, guys. We're out.
All right, see you.
Later,
Shut up,
everybody.
dealer.